Hi everyone, and welcome to this Google Digital Garage training session, Digital Marketing Strategy. My name's Kirsty. I'm a trainer for this free skills training program, Google Digital Garage. A bit about myself, I've been working on this program now for around 5 years, and I absolutely love working with independent sole traders, small businesses, people with business ideas to help them get to that next step. But I'm not here alone. I am here, and you've probably already said hello in the chat. Let's have a look with Glenn. So if you haven't, head over, say hello to Glenn in the chat. Glenn is also a Google Digital Garage coach and trainer, and we'll be interacting with you in that chat throughout this whole session today. Please ask questions, say hello, let us know how you're getting on, where you're signing in from today, what's your business, what are you creating a digital marketing strategy for? And while you head over to the chat and say hello and a little bit about yourself, I'm actually going to run through some housekeeping. So first of all, if at any point through this session you have any trouble hearing or seeing the webinar, try refreshing your browser. Hopefully that will help fix any of those kind of signal difficulties or frozen videos or anything like that. So try refreshing your page and hopefully that will help. If you do want to engage with us in that chat I was just talking about and you're thinking, where is it? It's either below the video or it's to the right of the video. And you might need to make sure that you're signed into your YouTube account in order to actually participate in that chat. With that as well, if you hover over the video itself today, we also have closed captions. So if you are someone who's going to need those captions, you should be able to turn those captions on and off over the main video. Finally, on those questions, I will be pausing throughout for any sort of questions or just to interact with anything that you're saying in the chat as well. So if you do have a question, don't worry. Glenn will answer as many as possible as we move forward, but I'll also be taking some real pauses in order to answer anything that can't be answered in 200 characters in a YouTube chat from Glenn, our moderator there. This is not a standalone session. I'm sure many of you have already attended some Google Digital Garage training sessions. So if today is your first session, however, welcome, first of all. But this is not a standalone session. We have so many other sessions available for you. So in the link in the description of this video, that will take you to our upcoming schedule and you can head over and start to see, okay, who is actually what else is actually available to me on that schedule and what's actually going to help me develop my online presence for my business or my business idea in a better way. Now, let me have a look. Who is saying hello? Oh, we've got loads. So many hellos. I'm not going to read them all out, but for my business idea, a simple, helpful one. I really like that. Hello from Belgrade. I've actually been to Belgrade. It was beautiful. Had a really, really nice few nights there. From Venezuela, hello. Working on an e-learning platform and want to learn how to give it a better reach. Amazing. Hopefully we can help you with that today. Who have we got here? I'm a digital marketer with 2 years experience. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Absolutely loving all of the hellos. Yeah, keep them coming. I can see Glenn is replying to you all and he's popped that link in there to the learning platform and anything else that's actually going to come up. So I can see that we've got a couple of UK hellos as well. Greenwich there. How have we got Daryl, computer compare with web development, Karim in Greenwich, Crystal, a sustainable pet brand. Okay, amazing. So great. Thank you so much for your hellos. Let's crack on and let's see how we're going to separate this session and how it's going to be helpful to all of you signing in today. As usual, we break up these sessions into 3 really clear objectives. So first of all, we're going to concentrate on actually understanding, okay, what is digital marketing? Because actually digital marketing as a phrase is something that is just thrown about. Oh, are you working on your digital marketing? Are you a digital marketer? And it's an umbrella phrase. It is a huge umbrella phrase that actually contains so many different elements, which brings us to what we're going to think about in objective 2. What are those digital marketing strategies and those channels available to us within this umbrella term of digital marketing? And then I'm going to leave you today with that third section there on actually how do we start piecing together a bit of a plan, a step-by-step plan that you can take notes of today and take with you and really get going with, hit the floor running, as it were. Before I jump into objective 1 though, make sure you take this link down. g.co/UK mentoring. There's going to be so much information in this webinar, but we have an hour together, right? With this link, if you're a UK charity, sole trader, startup, whatever it is, organization, you can book a 1-hour mentoring slot with a Google trainer like myself, like Glenn, where you can actually ask specific questions and work through specific digital skills barriers maybe that you've come up against that are to do with your business and your business idea and your plan of action. You don't have to just have one session either. So you might spend 1 hour talking about your website. You might spend the following hour talking about your social media channels. So there's so many things that you can rebook and talk about regarding those digital skills. So Glenn's going to pop that link into the chat for you, and make sure you do take it down, but I'll remind you of it by the end. So let's jump in. What we're going to talk about, digital marketing. Okay, so like I said, it is an umbrella term, but tell me in the chat, what opportunities might we get from being online, from having this digital presence and actually taking part in what we call digital marketing? What opportunities does that bring us as an organization or a business or an individual with something to sell? Let's have a look. Any questions? Yes. Access to a bigger audience, reach more people, reach more audience, worldwide opportunities to sell. Absolutely. I mean, we only have to look at the audience in the YouTube chat today, right? We've got people all over the world logging in today. Visibility, what was that one? Accurate targeting of people, increase your customer base, partnerships, collaborations, commissions, freelancer, consultant, selling courses. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've all hit the nail on the head. There's so much opportunity for reach, for growth, for sales, and not just in a local environment, but also in a global environment. So much there. Amazing. Keep them coming. I can see they're still coming in. Networking, quick question. I'll answer it now because it is an easy question to answer. Will we be able to watch this later? Yes, absolutely. You'll all be able to watch this later. The same YouTube link that you've used to access this call today, it will be active for the next 24 hours. So you'll have it till tomorrow at the latest. But as you were saying, absolutely reach. We live in a mobile world, something else to consider. In the UK, 80% of people buying online. That's a lot of people. No matter how many networking events we went to, how many groups we were a part of on Facebook or Instagram or hashtags we follow, are we going to potentially reach 80% of the people in the country that we live in? And this is a UK statistic. So those of you that are signing in from other countries, go and have a look at the statistics behind where you live and the audience that you want to connect with. 2.5 billion smartphones are in use today. That's a lot of smartphones. Some people have 2 smartphones. They have a work phone and a home phone, or like a casual phone, a social phone. And across the world, 60% of searches are done on a mobile device. Now, when we start thinking, okay, 60% of searches are done on a mobile device, this starts to impact actually all of the reach comments that we were making earlier. Because, okay, we've got this online presence, but actually something we're going to focus on and talk about today is this mobile presence, is this presence online optimized for the 60% of searches that are being done globally on a mobile device? Do we have a website that works on a phone? Are we using some of the channels that get us in front of people when they're scrolling? And like a lot of you said, reaching more people globally, we can start to expand our customer base And it doesn't just have to be in our local area. And I can see I have two as well. Yeah, exactly, right? And it's not uncommon for people to have two mobile devices to create that separation between that work life and that home life. So we can really start to utilize that information and understand what people are actually searching for globally, but also in specific countries, depending on where we're starting. And there's a great tool on the screen actually in this phone that I want to recommend to you called Google Trends. And I'm sure Glenn can pop the link to that tool in the chat for you. Now, Google Trends is a fantastic tool that's going to allow you to compare search queries for the products or services that you're looking to get out there in front of an audience, and start to have a look at, okay, how popular is that product or service? How common is this particular spelling of this product that I use? What countries is this term trending in? And what we can also do is start to have a look at maybe some of the language that our competitors are using, and start to see what people are looking for in regards to our industry. So Google Trends, fantastic tool. And I can see that Glenn has popped that into the chat there. Let me have a look. I can say hello. Hello. I'm saying hello. I'm replying to your hello. But yeah, amazing. So starting to think about what can we do using tools to start really doing that market research. And this is just one tool that you can use. Another place to start thinking, okay, how can I start getting this information before I get to the digital marketing strategy? Where else can I start gathering information? Now, if any of you have a website, if any of you have socials, if any of you have anything where you are already gathering data, we've got Google Analytics. Now, we have a great session. We're not going to cover too much of the analytics and the insights part in today's session, because today is about the actual strategy, but we do have some fantastic sessions on getting started with analytics. So please do go and have a look at that link in the description. If this is something that you wanted to talk more about, go and attend that session as well. But we've got Google Analytics, where we can start to learn about those customers that already exist, or if we have a website, we can start to learn more about what is already happening with those people that already visit our website. But we've also got individual insights in each social platform that we have open, whether that's Facebook, like our example here, but maybe we have Instagram, maybe we have TikTok, maybe you've got Twitter. Each platform also has their own set of data, set of insights that we can start to use to learn more about our customers. The other thing that we can start to use How about now? How about now? Can you hear me now? I turned my microphone on, so can everybody hear me? Please let me know in the chat. Perfect. Okay, let's get going again. Thanks for hanging around. Sorry about that. We obviously have a lot of heat going on, as I'm sure everyone is aware from the news, and the internet didn't like that, which has never happened to me before. So that was a bit of a panic for all of us all around. But welcome back. Thanks for hanging around for me. I was pausing for questions on this next point, but while you kind of collect your thoughts and we sort of get together again, we paused on this slide here. So we were talking about how we start to get our audience communicating and supporting them better. So starting to think about, okay, we can grow, we can get on our mobiles, we can make sure we're connecting with people on a mobile sense. We can also start to use our reviews and our platforms to communicate and support that audience that we want to connect with our businesses. And I've got some questions. Yeah, they do happen. How to start selling our services in digital marketing? Yeah, we're going to get to our digital marketing strategy, and perfect. So do we have any questions so far? Nobody should have missed anything. I've kind of recapped where we paused at that point. What are we thinking? Carrie will still finish at 1 p.m. But if anybody does want me to continue through, I can keep going, but we will aim to still finish for 1 o'clock, not to worry.
Okay. That one keeps them coming. Okay, that'll have to do. All right. Hello everyone. I am continuing where we left off. Just one moment whilst I quickly get access. Just 2 seconds. Okay, everyone, we've had to, sorry about the sudden change and everything, I've had to go on leaping from one thing to another. I believe you're at the moment on key channels to consider for digital marketing particularly. So I'm going to go through just a couple of these different things. Just one moment. Whilst I quickly close this one, which is interfering. Okay, great. So I'll just reduce these as well. Make sure these are all out of the way so we've got this nice and clear. Perfect. All right, so we're going to be going through these different sides. So search engine optimization, display, so search engine marketing, social media marketing, SMM, display marketing, email marketing, and content marketing. So we're going to be covering all of those 6 different areas we're going to be covering in this talk. Let us get started. I'm going to have to keep an eye on these different things whilst I'm giving the talk. Make sure everything's going through smoothly. And I believe I have Tyrone. Tyrone will be giving me feedback and passing on any of the different questions. I've also can actually see some of the different questions. Christy, hi there. Well, hello, sorry, I was on there briefly, then I disappeared. I had to get everything up and fast, very fast. So, let us continue through this now as well. Let me just make sure that I've got it on. Okay, I can't get rid of that. Never mind. So, let us continue. So let's start off first of all with the search marketing. All right. So going through this first of all, search engine optimization particularly. Now, of course, as you know, this is the search engine results page. It contains, three things mainly. Of course, first and foremost, of course, you've got the search query at the top. Then you've got the ads, which is in the blue underneath, and then the green, which is the organic search result. Just so you can see that for yourselves, there's a search query, just to remind you, that's where you're actually entering, that's where the person who's entering something, what they're looking for, that'll appear there. Then you've got the paid text and shopping ads, which are appearing there in that first page. And then last, you've got organic search listings. All right, it is difficult though to get onto that first 10 list. So often it's recommended that you start off at least with certain other ones, like using ads, or for example, search, Google business profile, for example, just to help you. Okay. So how to get started with search engine optimization. So first of all, sign up for Google Search Console. Now, Google Search Console is very useful because it'll give you feedback on your website. If there's any problems or anything, it'll give you that feedback. So you submit your content to Google, you monitor how you're actually doing in search, and you send alerts on critical issues. And of course, immediately you are communicating that you're verifying that this is indeed your website. So you go through the whole process. And then you help Google find your content, submit a sitemap, promote your site on and offline, and then you share also new content. And then you help Google and users understand your content, create unique, accurate page titles, create good titles and snippets, which really does help, and then use heading tags to emphasize important text. Okay. So search engine optimization's tips for success. Run keyword search, very keyword research. Don't forget, with Google Ads, you get free keyword planner, so you can use that. I'm going to watch the time. We are going a little bit over time. I'll try and fit everything within this time, okay? And then publish useful, high quality content, very useful. And then make web pages search friendly. All of those different sides help masses. Okay. So let us go through these different things. So customers are searching for local businesses. Okay, going from right to left, there's Yell. You remember the door stopper that you used to get, Yellow Pages, which was put there right in front of your door and everything to help you and everything. Now, of course, it's Yell, which is online, which is useful and you can take advantage of. Okay. The other side is Tripadvisor, especially if your website and everything is something to do with traveling. That can be very useful as well. Okay. And then the other side is you can actually use Bing, for example, the other search engine, Bing. And then, of course, there's Google Business Profile you can use as well. All right, so all of those things are really useful, okay? So all of those things to help you, particularly with the different sites. Now, show people you're active, update your business information, add photos of your business and team, and maybe add a virtual tour. Always respond to reviews, good and bad. Now, it's quite important that you do respond to different, whether it is positive or negative. It's always very helpful if you do actually respond, even if it is negative. Now, we recommend, there is one which, writing for social media. Now, that one particularly can help you with those particular sides, okay? Whilst I'm speaking, I'm just quickly going across to see if I can just add some subtitles onto what I'm talking about, because that would help particularly. I'm just looking for the one that we have today. Just one moment. Okay. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Never mind. Digital marketing strategy, never mind. I will come back to that. Okay, so carrying on. Now, search engine optimization versus search engine marketing. Now, of course, search engine optimization, of course, it covers many different sides. And then, of course, there's search engine marketing as well. All right. Now, of course, search engine optimization, if you have a look between the two, search engine optimization can be free. So long as you're not paying someone and everything, then it is free. You can optimize keywords and you can take time to rank on the first page of Google as well. Search engine marketing, you pay for search listings, you bid on keywords, and you can get onto first page straight away. So there are some of the differences between the two. Obviously, search engine optimization, you could be paying. If you are paying a company and everything for doing it, then of course you are. Okay. So how to get started with search engine marketing: create a campaign in Google Ads, log into Google Ads, select the search campaign type, select your campaign goal, and then align keywords with business goals, manage match types as well, refine with negative keywords particularly, and then write a compelling ad, focus on user benefits, copy that appeals across devices, and focus on your headlines, imagery, and that kind of side. And implement all very, very important. Implement all ad extensions. I think we mentioned here as well, tips for success. Optimize your keyword lists, very, very important, and also boost your ads with extensions. Please don't forget that. You may take advantage of that. That's all, provided free. And then connect your analytics account. Very important that you connect your analytics account. Then you can see what's happening and everything. And there's, you can track what's the number of people who are actually going there, how long they're spending there, all those kind of things. Okay, get started with display marketing. Now we're going to go on to display marketing. Now, okay, what are display ads? Now, if you think about Piccadilly in London, where you've got big banners and everything, you've got TV, you've got video, you've got banners, all sorts of different things, that is particularly, in the real world, you could say, of display ads, with many different display ads around the place. Now, display ads in the context of the internet, you could be appearing in different places, and the point is, you go through the process. If you have a look at some of these different things here, typically you would see images with it. Doesn't have to be, can just be with text, yes, but most typically it's with images. Now, there are different types of display ads, from simple text ads, as I was saying, to video ads and everything. So how to get started with display advertising: create a campaign in Google Ads. Of course, log into Google Ads, select the display campaign type, and then select your campaign goal. Choose the right targeting, use the display planner. It used to be called display planner. It has been renamed, but you will have a list of the websites most relevant at the top. Use that to help you. Keyword targeting, demographic targeting, placement targeting, topic targeting, interest targeting, and then the create ad creative. So right language, catchy copy, clean and simple imagery, compelling call to action. All of those different things to help you. All right, just one moment. I'm going to sometimes do this so you can actually just hear my voice and you can follow, because some of this text is actually quite small. Okay, so display advertising tips for success. So understand your customers, enhance your marketing, enhance with remarketing. Now, this is something where you must have visited a couple of places and then you see the advertisement coming up again. You think, that's odd, why? And that is remarketing. They're offering suddenly 20% off, that kind of thing. Test and optimize, very, very important. Then get started with social marketing. All right, a new type of marketing, of course. Great way for businesses to communicate with the audience where they are choosing to hang out particularly. Okay, so how social media can help grow your business, generate more sales, add value to your brand, improve your marketing. Very, very important. Organic social media, of course, it is free. You will only reach your followers and their friends. Paid social media, pay for views, actions, or clicks, can reach anyone. People don't have to follow you. Okay. So, how to get started with social media marketing. Let me just put this across to you. So, identify your target your target audience, demographics, location, profession, interests, behavior. Choose your social media channels, so Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, whichever works the best for you. You check out the Google Analytics. Google Analytics will give you a lot of feedback about which is your main social media, which is working the best. Post engaging content regularly, photos, videos, blog articles, infographics, live broadcast. I'm back. Okay, let's move on. So social media marketing tips for success. Set yourself a goal, understand your audience, consistency and regular updates. Very, very important. Get started with email marketing. Now, of course, we all know email marketing. The big thing is it is permission based. You've got to have the person sign up for it. You've got to have the kind of legal side of that. And then also when you are sending, let's say it's a newsletter or whatever it might be, the person must have the option to click on something to unsubscribe. Very, very important. So how to get started with email marketing? Select email marketing platform. We've got MailChimp, which is free. You know, there's other platforms like Active Campaign, SendGrid, Drip. Then build a list of relevant contacts. Make sure you have permission when contacting people. I'll give you the full screen again. Use your content to generate new contacts. Invite to subscribe and segment and group the list depending on the size of your market. Create relevant and useful content. Treat your users like VIPs, very important people. Personalize your emails. Keep it useful. All right. Okay. Email marketing tips for success. Segment and group the list for relevant content. Keep it simple and test send it to 2 or 3 devices such as tablets and mobiles. Measure the open and click rate to optimize campaigns. And then get started with content marketing. Very, very important. Now, content marketing, very important nowadays. You've got videos, blogs, case studies. Case studies are where you have a client and they are benefited by it and all those different kinds of things. Okay, I've just realized something. I've got another 27 minutes left. I thought I had no time whatsoever to finish everything. So I'm going to take my time now. Deep breath. Okay, so a couple of the different things here. We've got, of course, you can use videos. Videos are very useful nowadays. You see, I've slowed down the tone, much calmer now. So you've got videos you can use in different environments that you can use, which is really useful. For example, my wife is very much into sewing. She teaches children with special needs, but she's very much into sewing. And a lot of the time I find her falling asleep in front of another YouTube video because it's quite a technical, quite a complicated practice, of course, sewing. And so there's videos you can be using. Of course, YouTube is one of them. And don't forget there's YouTube Creator Academy. If Tyrone can provide that link, that'd be fabulous. So it's very useful. Creator Academy has got a lot of different examples of different companies who've actually done the different videos, and they've been very successful. So of course, obviously, it's imparting their knowledge and their success stories and what works best, and like 3-minute things and half-an-hour videos or series and all sorts of different ways you can do it. It's all very exciting. I mean, the big thing is, no matter what your company, the story is very, very important. And if you're able to come across on the video and you feel comfortable in front of the video, a lot of people go, no, I'm not comfortable. But if you can get used to it, it's very, very beneficial and helpful to you. Okay. Then, of course, blogs. Blogs are very useful. Just to give you a case in point, because I've got way much more time now. I had a company which is 2D, 3D, and whiteboard animation, and I got contacted by one of the top 3 consultancy companies. They wanted to know which would be best for their client. Would it be better to use 2D or 3D animation? So I contacted her back, and I gave her the pros and cons of 2D and 3D, and also whiteboard animation. she said, thank you very much. I said, no problem at all. And then 5 or 6 hours later, they called me back and they wanted to take on my company. Admittedly, yes, it was for whiteboard animation, which they weren't used to, so something new, yes. But the biggest factor is they'd spoken to me, and I'd obviously in the process, in helping them, I'd shown that I knew what I was actually talking about. So it's really helpful. Welcome back, Glenn. Glenn's moderating. Excellent. Welcome back, Glenn. So I missed out my sentence at the beginning, which always said, my magnificent moderator, Glenn. So anyway, I'll carry on. So with the blogs, it's really useful to actually... the process of that is you are helping different people. You're helping individuals with the different things that you are providing answers to in the blogs and that kind of thing, as well as, of course, the videos. And all of those things are really useful because in the process, you are helping people be able to follow all these different sides. Okay? So... in the process, you are showing that you are the expert indirectly. So that kind of content marketing, whether it's videos, whether it's blogs, whether it's case studies. Now, case studies are when you have a client who has succeeded in the process. And when the person has actually succeeded, then, of course, you offer them to be a case study. In the process, it's a win-win situation, both for the company and for yourself, because it gives the company more opportunity, publicity, and that kind of side. And it also obviously is a great opportunity for you because you're publicizing your particular people, companies, or whatever it might be, who you have helped. So case studies, again, story factor is just, again, it's another story factor there, you could say, where it's the story of those particular companies. And it's almost like series, more and more series coming out with the different case studies. So this is something you can use without a doubt. We will have a chance for questions, so don't forget, fire away with all your questions. We'll have quite a lot of time. Unfortunately, I don't have my little thing of questions here, so I can't answer them quite as directly unless I'm squinting over there at the screen. So Glenn, sorry, do pass across any of the questions there. Thank you, Glenn. So there's the case studies, which is useful. Guides. Now, guide is useful because they can actually download the particular PDF, and of course you are helping, you are assisting them in the process. And in that way, again, of course, you're showing your expertise and you are helping them. And of course, guides could be in the context of helping people with the different sides that they are working on, that kind of thing. Okay. Good heavens, I'm spending a long time on this one. So how to get started with content marketing. I'm going to take myself off the screen just so you can see it a little bit clearer. So first of all, build customer example profiles. Okay. Now, ideally, if you can set up persona profiles, demographics, job position, industry, interests, needs, the point is you're trying to make this as real for yourself as possible so you can really gauge what that persona is like. So how you need to target that particular kind of content marketing for those people. So if you can imagine that person, you can imagine their pet and the colors and all sorts of different things to really make it alive for you, so you know more and more. I mean, obviously you're going to be using information. You're using information and feedback. Of course, there's things like Google Analytics and everything you can use to help you. If certainly on social media as well, you're often communicating with them. Ideally, if you have a store and everything, you're speaking to them in person. All of those things are really very, very helpful. Okay, so you build up the persona profiles. I mean, if you've just got one main part of the industry, obviously you can center on that. Then, of course, you can have you can break it up into different profiles for each customer segment. Of course, you can have different customer segments. Then you can create a customer journey map. Now, identify the steps users take from awareness to purchase. Now, the most ideal thing about this, I'm just going to turn myself on just so you can see me briefly. I'm still here. Just a couple of things there with identify the steps users take from awareness to purchase. What I'd recommend more than anything is that you set up within Google Analytics, which at the moment is going from Google Analytics 3 to Google Analytics version 4. What I'd recommend is you do set up some goals. Now, those goals, if someone downloads the PDF that you or actually buys the thing, or there's many different things, or they spend a long time on a particular page, all of these different things you can use as goals nowadays. So if you set up some goals, then that will be actually helpful for working out to get as much information as possible. All right, so once you've actually done that, you can have at the top the ones who actually you can have goals will be another column. You put the highest number at the top. Then you follow actually, this is on Google Analytics, you follow their journey. And that way you can identify the steps users take from awareness to purchase to a certain extent once arriving on your website. But the more you can find out this information, we say no end, know your audience, and it is so important. And, it is because, of course, you need to know as much as possible. So to make sure that you are making sure that you're communicating with them as clearly as possible and getting things across. Think of questions or information required to make a purchase decision. All right. Now, your best source of that is, the clients. If you do have clients, write down some of those questions or information, required. Or if it doesn't even have to be your own social media, you could check out other social media. What kind of questions do they ask? What comes up so many times? In this whole process, sorry, I'm sweating a lot here. I have got no fan on. It's off over there. But if you could set up some elements of the unique selling point about your business, what you provide that others don't provide. So all of those different things, come together and help you and assist you. I always think of Google Analytics as a little bit like with Inspector Morse, Inspector Lewis. It's kind of like you get that information, then you have to learn how to interpret it. So it's exciting though. Let me put it back to this. So use content to generate business. So facilitate the customer journey. So now you've gone through the full journey, facilitate, help it go through all these different processes. Then distribute the content on the right channels to reach the right audience at the right times as well, because a lot of this you can use. And then, of course, include a call to action. Now, you might be wondering what on earth a call to action is. You probably know, I don't know, but a call to action is where they can click on something to buy it, to download something, to click on something to find out your number, to call you, or whatever it might be, that kind of side. Okay. All right, I'm going to move on to this one here. Sorry, I've got my border at the bottom there. My apologies. It's in all of the rush of taking over. So, content marketing tips for success. Use content to facilitate the sales process. All right. The more you can find out, because the whole point is, if the person can know everything from that website, it's very probable that that person might buy from you because you've got all that information to help that person. So use content to facilitate, to help the sales process. Use storytelling to engage the audience. Now, my apologies if you turn up to another talk I've given and I use this example, but it's a classic example. There was TED Talks, one of those talks, and they were talking about they set the audience, they put detectors on the audience who were volunteers. Let me point out, they were volunteers, to the scalp of the volunteers. So they could pick up the brain waves. And as the person went out to give the talk and the brain waves were a bit all over the place, as soon as the person started to tell the story, that sounds very dramatic, but gradually the brain waves started to go into sync. I'm not saying they're identical. Of course not. Everyone is different. So the whole process is, if you think about a film, you're reading a book, but I mean, you can see it when you go to see a film. You go and see a film, you're watching something, you're going, all the different reactions, you suddenly realize you're not alone in the room. So that's a typical example. But storytelling is so important to really engage the audience, Distribute the content to maximize reach. So, get it out there as much as possible to as many different channels as possible. Very, very important. All right. And then measure performance and optimize. The biggest thing is, of course, you need to check out how things are going and learn from them and make decisions from that point. So that's very, very important. Oh my goodness, I'm coming up to the next one, which is actually questions. I'm like quarter of an hour early and it's questions. Okay. So I have got slides 1 to 10. Excellent. You might have answered this already. Yes, I think he did. Yes. Or Kirsty did. I'm not quite sure who was taking it at that time. Okay. So does Google Trends give you keywords related to your product? Yes. Now, let me just say, yes, I know there's no questions. That's right. Oh, there might be one coming up. I don't know. Okay, no questions. All right, fine. So I will move on. So let us carry on here. So building a digital marketing plan. Let's go through the process. All right. Now, 6 steps to building a digital marketing plan. Okay, first, business goals and objectives. Now, think of business goals and objectives being the kind of brick and mortar, those kind of goals and objectives, okay? You could say the business goals are the brick and mortar and the objectives can often be on the internet. So it's a little bit of a sort of combination of both there. So the first one is business goals and objectives, both in your brick and mortar and also the internet. Then the second point is budget and resources, okay? What kind of resources do you have? How much money are you able to put towards these different things? And what can you use those things as well? And then, of course, number 3 is audience. You always have to know your audience. We have to cover those, which is so important. And also decide what channels, of course, what channels you're going to be using. Yeah, that's fine, Glenn, don't worry. I'll take myself off. I'll be running it. And then plan your activity, plan your full activity, of course. Decide what channels, plan your activity. And of course, just going back to decide what channels, you find out your channels largely from feedback. What's working, what's not working, all of those different sides. Plan your activity and then measure. Now, measure we've got down here as SMART. Now, SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable or assignable, relevant, and timely. Now, the actual words that SMART stands for change slightly, but generally they're the same sort of thing. In fact, in one of our other talks, I think we give slightly different terms. But for me, it just works best. Specific, measurable, attainable, or assignable, relevant, and timely. And the point is, you're getting things that are very, very specific. You can measure how they're doing. Then you're not setting a goal which is way past what you can do. And it's relevant to your company to do this. And it's timely, therefore you set a particular when you're going to have a next meeting, even if it's just with yourself, maybe a month's time. Let's say it's going to be increased by 20% sales. You're going to have that meeting and see, has it worked or not? Okay, let's have a look at a couple of these different things. Now, business goals and objectives. What do you want to achieve? So, hi, I'm Max. I'm a hairdresser. My business goals are, okay, to get more customers through my door, new and past, and make more people in my area know my business exists. Very, very important. Okay, so just covering those areas. Whew. It's a nice hot day in England. Okay, so those different sides, so business goals and objectives. Let us now move on to examples of online objectives. So increase traffic to website, increase online sales, increase social media page likes, follows from my customers, and then also increase online reach and awareness, all of those different areas. Okay. So business goals should align with online objectives. You remember I said business goals are like brick and mortar, online objectives, it is online, therefore it's the internet. So they should align. So, for example, make more people, let me just put this on the full screen, make more people aware you exist. Increase online reach and awareness. Sell more products. Increase website sales. Get found by more people. Increase social media page likes or follows from my customers. Get more returning customers. Increase traffic to website. All right. So that they're matching each of those different areas. Okay. So budget and resource. What is possible? So I don't have a website yet. Okay. As it's too much of an investment right now. All right. So audience. I am targeting females in my local area. My most valuable customers are females above 30 years old. They normally have children and work part-time. Most of them use Facebook. All right. Marketing channels. Which ones are right for you? Now, to give you an example with a couple of these ones, we've got increase online reach and awareness. Marketing channels, we're just suggesting, there's no right or wrong here, but we're suggesting display marketing, social media, content marketing. Increase website sales, search engine marketing, search engine optimization, email marketing. Increase traffic to website, search engine marketing, search engine optimization, email marketing. Increase customer loyalty, social media, email marketing, content marketing. Please remember, there is no right or wrong. We're just providing suggestions here for you to try and make sure that they're matching what you're really looking for. Okay, don't forget, people, that after I finish giving the talk, you've got 24 hours after I finished to go back, maybe a little bit cooler in the evening or whatever time you want, within those 24 hours though, and you can go back and you see the chat and everything, and okay. So plan your activities. So focus on the detail and get strategic. So my online objectives are to reach more people in my local area and get more returning customers. I don't have a website yet, as it's too much of an investment right now. How could I use digital to help me? So these are some of the different ways. So list your business on Google Business Profile. It's called now, used to be called Google My Business, and create a free website. You can set up a free website. If you've got a Gmail, you can actually set one up using that, and then you can put it across to your domain. Of course, you have to buy a domain though. Or set up a Facebook page, collect reviews and post pictures of customer hairstyles. Use Facebook advertising to target people in your local area with an offer to attract new customers. So measure. So how will you know if you have succeeded? So specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, timely. Okay. It's so important that you know what is success so you can actually ascertain that. So broad objective, smart objective. So the broad objective is to increase online sales. Smart objective, to increase online sales by 20% within 3 months. Broad objective, to increase brand awareness. Smart objective, to increase our brand awareness on Facebook by growing our audience with new people by 40%. Okay, we've got no time there, so maybe by next month or whatever, or by next 2 months. Okay, to give you an idea. So creating a digital marketing plan for Max. Okay, I don't have a website. I can't afford one right now. My online objectives are to reach more people in my local area and get more returning customers. Bam. Okay, this looked quite a lot. Let me just go through it quickly. So your business goal is reach more people in my local area, get more customers through my door. I want to go down now to the bottom one there. Online objective, increase online reach and increase returning customers. In between, you've got channel, local search engine optimization, and Facebook. Then on the right hand side, the top, we've got audience, females 39 to 45, local area, past customers. activity, build a website and boost visibility on Google. Use Facebook advertising to target people in my local area. Smart objective. Increase Facebook page likes from new people by 50% within the next month. Increase bookings from past customers by 20% in the next quarter. Okay, cool. So just to remind you again, the 6 steps to building a digital marketing plan. So 1, business goals and objectives. 2, budget and resources. 3, audience. 4, decide what channels. 5, plan your activity. And 6, measure. Smart. All right. Okay. So this, I can see now there are no questions. No questions, and of course, no doubt, Glenn's answering all the different questions there, which is fabulous. And all of you are surviving this heat here if you are in the United Kingdom. I know it's cool in other places, so that's great. So let us move on from the pause for questions. What are your next steps? I've covered a lot of the different areas, okay, the 6 different digital marketing strategy. Don't forget, so that it's, you know, you can take advantage of this. Don't forget as well, there is, you can study online as well. And there's Google Digital Garage online training, one which is called Fundamentals of Digital Marketing. So if you want to go further with this particular side of digital marketing, that I'd recommend. It's not as short as this 1 hour, it's 20 hours, but of course it's all in little videos and everything. So an opportunity you can take advantage of. It's totally free and you walk away with a certificate, which is nice. So what are your next steps? Okay, we've covered a lot. The biggest thing I would have said is that you need to be setting up, obviously working out who your audience are, all those different criteria, but setting up SMART goals. And ideally, if you can set them up over something like Google Analytics, or if you're working just on social media, if you set it up over the analytics that you get from there, and you know, try and get as much information as possible in the process whilst you're going through the whole thing. Okay, and of course setting up a SMART goal so that you can make sure that you're going to you go through the full loop, because a lot of people get started, they go, oh wow, gosh, look at that, wow, that's amazing, and then what do you do with it? And then like, so it's coming around and actually doing something with that information and seeing if that works, and if not, then what can I learn from it and all that kind of side. Okay. So there is free one-to-one mentoring available from Google. So if you work for a small business or charity in the United Kingdom, sign up for Google Mentoring. Thank you very much, Glenn. I think he's providing you there with the link at the moment, which is fabulous. So it's a great opportunity. Unfortunately, at the moment, it's only in the UK. Hopefully, eventually this will expand. But at present, it's only in the UK. But it's a great opportunity. You can speak to one of us and we can help you as best we can. All right. I want to thank you all for your questions. We're going to wrap up here as we're out of time. Indeed, we are. Just 2 minutes left. I hope that has been a useful dive into digital marketing strategy today. As I mentioned at the as Glenn mentioned at the beginning of this session, if you are interested in more training from Google Digital Garage, there are a few ways you can continue learning. I don't know if it was Glenn or it was Kirsty. So we are running many more Google Digital Garage webinars in different subjects. If you would like to check out the schedule of webinars, please see information on this in the description below. There will be different topics available to watch, and we will be updating the schedule regularly. Okay. Also, if you would like to carry on learning online in your own time, check out the Google Digital Garage website for more online training courses, which are available to you 24/7. Thank you very much, Glenn, Kirsty. I'm sorry what happened to the internet there. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Glenn, coming and assisting me here. That's been fabulous. Thank you for everyone for coming today and participating and interacting and everything, your contributions. We certainly look forward to welcome you again to another Google Digital Garage training session soon. Thank you.